Hello guys, it's Mark Newton from the School of Photography, and in this video I'm going to tell you a story about how I risked my life literally to get a landscape shot, which I should never have done. And I'm also going to show you how I edited the shot in Lightroom as well. It's a nice quick edit. You're going to get some nice good tips from it. So I'm going to show you how I changed this image into this image. Okay, so the shot was taken in Tenerife in a place called Los Gigantes, and there's these cliffs in Los Gigantes, and they're really cool, amazing cliffs, and the sunset hits them. And my idea was to get down there and to photograph the sunset hitting this cliff. Now, I got there late and I rushed to get there basically. And just as I got there, the sun went down behind the clouds and the mist that was there, and the sun was no longer hitting the cliffs, and it really gave me the and I thought, I'm going to get the shot anyway. I'm just going to get the shot anyway. So I carried on walking down the beach and I saw the area that I wanted to take the shot, and the water was really rough. And in the back of my mind, I thought, no, you don't want to do this, Mark. This is not going to be good. And there was also a sign clearly saying, do not go beyond this point. But for some reason in my head, I just thought, I'm going to get this shot no matter what. So I went there and I set up to take the shot. And the water was rough and it was going everywhere. I was using a 10-stop ND filter. The water's coming all over my filter. And it wasn't really a pleasant experience, but I did get the shot. And the reason I'm bringing this tutorial to you is because, you know, a lot of people say, oh yeah, you've got to go that extra little bit to get the shot. But this is where it gets a little bit serious actually, because when I got back to the hotel that I was staying in and I told people what I was doing, literally a few months before, someone had died in that spot. Someone had gone past that warning sign and was sunbathing and ignored the signs, just like I ignored the signs, and rocks fell down and killed them. And you know, it really is as serious as that. And you know, I don't endorse doing it, but I did get this shot out of it. I just wanted to bring you that story really. But yeah, do not risk your life for a landscape shot. It is not worth it. Anyway, here we are, we've got the shot. Now I'm going to show you how I edited it. It's a really quick edit. Let's go into Lightroom. Here's the original raw file here. It's a virtual copy of the edit here. So let's have a look at the final result. That's the final result, and all I did was create a virtual copy and I reset it over here, which brings it back to a brand new raw file. Now there are some benefits of getting yourself into a position where the water is splashing all over rocks, and that's this here. You get this lovely mist when you do a long exposure. And like I said, I wanted the sunset to be hitting these cliffs because it looks fantastic. If you ever get to go to Tenerife, Los Gigantes there, you know, you'll see it. It's a very famous kind of place, if you like, to look at the sunset as it hits these cliffs. But like I said, the sun went down behind the clouds and like the mist of the sea, but it created this lovely, soft, cooler kind of light. And in the background here, you've got the sunset still. So there is still some warmth in the background. You can't see it that much here, but we're going to bring that out in a minute. And you've got a lovely soft light now hitting the cliffs. So, hey, it's going to work anyway. And that's one of the reasons why I still went and took the shot. First thing that we're going to do is crop the picture. So I'm going to select the crop tool over here. I'm going to keep the aspect ratio locked because I quite like this 3/2 aspect ratio, which is how it was shot. I'm going to drag this in so that I crop out this harbour section here. And then I'm going to try and twist it and straighten it up. Now, you can use the straighten tool or the angle tool, this one here, and you can drag that along the horizon line. But in this particular shot, it doesn't look right because of the way that the cliffs are. So I'm going to do it by eye. So that looks about right. Now I'm going to click the crop tool here. And I think it just needs a little bit more adjustment because it doesn't look quite right yet. let's choose that one there like that, and yes, I think that's a bit better, so I'm going to leave it like that. Next thing we're going to do is open up the basic palette, and I'm going to change the profile of the shot to Adobe Landscape. And that's a really good tip. If you're doing landscape shots, I find Adobe Landscape is a really cool profile to work in. I mean, it makes sense, but then again, I find that Adobe Portrait doesn't work with portrait. So, you know, you'll find your own style as you do it. Now the shot is quite blue. Like I said, it did give a cool look, but this, I think it threw out the white balance on my camera and it's created a really blue look. And it's a bit too cool for me. It's a bit too much of a cool look for me. So over here under white balance, I'm going to go to auto, because Lightroom is absolutely brilliant at doing things like this. So sometimes there's no need to be mucking around with all the settings, because Lightroom's auto white balance does a fantastic job anyway. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave it there like that. So the next thing I'm going to do is start to put some contrast into this picture. So firstly, let's bring the contrast up slightly like that. Let's bring down the highlights, and that is to bring out this sunset like I said to you earlier. So if I bring down the highlights, you can see what's happening. You can see them colours are starting to shine through. So if I come down to about there, that's not bad. And now I'm going to lift the shadows as well, and that's to lift all of this foreground detail down the bottom. Then I'm going to add some blacks into the shot, and that will give me some contrast. About there will be lovely. The next thing I'm going to do is add some vibrance and some saturation to boost up the colour. And now I'm going to come down to my curve palette, which is this one here, tone curve. Tone curves are brilliant, and I advise you to learn about tone curves. You can do colour curves, you can do RGB curves, which is what we're going to do here. Fantastic way to colour tone images and just give them a bit of contrast, which is what I'm going to do in this scenario. So I'm just going to lift up the curve line at the top there and bring it down here, and that creates a kind of S curve. So let's just toggle on and off of that curve, and you can see what it's adding to the shot already. It's looking much more vibrant and much more crisp. And now we're going to get a bit more creative with the shot by targeting specific colours in the picture and really giving them a boost. But before I do that, I want to tell you about the courses that we run over at the schoolofphotography.com. If you want to learn Lightroom, you want to learn Lightroom properly, or you want to learn photography or Photoshop or anything photography related, come and check us out over at the schoolofphotography.com. We are professional teachers. We deliver thorough and accurate education. You probably know this by now anyway, that you can't learn Lightroom on YouTube. You can only learn bits of it. You're always going to have holes in your education. And I'm not just saying that because I'm selling courses. I'm saying that because I'm a professional teacher and I know. So if you want to learn Lightroom properly, come and check us out. We've also got a load of freebies anyway, so you can try before you buy. Okay, let's go back into Lightroom and finish this edit off. I'm going to come down now to my color palette here. I'm going to select color, and I want to boost up the sunset. I want to boost up these oranges and reds. Now, red and yellow make orange. So firstly, I'm going to target them areas. So I'm going to select red, and I'm going to come and boost up the saturation of the red slightly. That will do like that. Now I'm going to select yellow, and I'm going to boost up the yellow slightly as well. Let's toggle on and off to see the difference between the two. And there you can see it's just punching that bit of orange back into the sunset, which is what we love. But I'm still not satisfied, so I'm going to now select the orange and boost up the orange as well. So I'm going to click on the orange, and I'm going to boost up that as well. And there you go, you can really see that punching in now. Let's go to right about there, that's not bad. Let's toggle on and off again. Yep. That's it, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to just boost up this sunset in the background here. Now the next color I want to boost up is the blues. We've got some lovely blues here, but they're a little bit muted. So let's see what happens if we target the blues of this shot and just boost them up. Here we go. Select the blues here, and drag the saturation slider up and just have a look and see what we like. I think about there is pretty cool. Okay, again, let's toggle on and off. Yeah, that's great stuff. The next thing I want to do is sharpen the picture up a bit. So I'm going to come down to my detail panel here, and I'm just going to type in 80 into the amount of sharpening, like that. And I'm going to add some masking to this picture because it's a long exposure, as you can see. So what we've got is a lot of soft areas, a lot of blurry areas, and we've got a lot of blank areas like the sky. And we don't need to add sharpening to those areas. And that's what masking does. So if I come down to the masking slider here, if I hold down the Alt key, click on the slider and drag it across, you can see that sections of the picture are going black or white. Now basically where it's black is where the sharpening is not going to hit, and where it's white is where the sharpening is going to affect. So I'm just going to pull that across to roughly about there, I think. And as you can see now, it's just sharpening up the edges of the picture. And if I just let go of that, and it's not affecting these areas here, which is what you want. You don't want it to affect them areas, because what you're effectively doing when you sharpen a picture is you add noise to that picture. There's no need to sharpen blank soft areas because they're already soft. So we only want to be sharpening areas like this. So let's zoom into the rocks, and there we go. That's nice, actually. That really does work. I'm going to toggle on and off the detail panel so you can see the difference. So that's without the sharpening, and that's with the sharpening. I'm just going to go in, I'm going to zoom in a little bit further. So we're at 100% of the pixels now. And then that's without sharpening. Now you can really see it. And that's with sharpening. Without and with. So you can see that that tiny little adjustment makes a hell of a difference. Let's zoom out again. And the next panel that I'm going to come down to is the lens correction panel, because I want to remove chromatic aberration. Now, when you're doing landscape shots, or when you're doing a lot of shots actually, if you've got edges, for instance, there's a really typical one here, cliffs against the sky or rocks against the sky. I'm going to zoom in for you. Look what you can see there. Look at this green. Now that green, there's a purple bit there and there's a green bit there. That is chromatic aberration, and it's an absolute nightmare. And I can tell you now, you can have the best lenses in the world, the best camera in the world, you still manage to get chromatic aberration. And Lightroom is a brilliant tool to get rid of it, because all you do is you come down to lens correction here, you click on remove chromatic aberration, and it disappears. Okay, let's click on and off of it again. Just like that. That's on, that's off, on, off. Okay, now you can go into the manual setting here and you can play around with it a bit more manually if you like, but quite frankly the automatic remove chromatic aberration works extremely well in Lightroom. Let's zoom out again, and now let's look at the before and after. So I'm just going to reset the picture again like that, and that's the before. Let's go into the history, and that's the after. Before and after. You can see that them Lightroom edits have made a hell of a difference. And it wasn't too much that I did to the shot, just a few simple edits, and it's transformed the picture. And although I risked my life, and believe me, I would never do it again, I'm still glad I got this shot. Now, if you've liked this video, please help us out by liking the video and sharing it with your friends, and subscribing to the channel, hitting that bell button. If you don't do all of them things, we can't bring you these videos, and believe me, we appreciate every single like, every single comment, every subscription. You know, we really, really love you for it. So please, please do it and help us out. Don't forget to follow us on social media as well, and hashtag, if you've got any pictures like this, hashtag the School of Photography on Instagram, Facebook, and we can see it and we'll share it and feature it if we like them as well. Thanks for watching, and remember, learn more at the School of Photography.